Morning on this beautiful Thursday. Good morning on this beautiful Thursday. So I'm back with I'm back with part four. Me versus AI. I'm back with part four. I think that this is going to be many different parts because I need to break down this video that's basically put out there that say that you are a chosen one, right? But are you a chosen one based on this sick, barbaric, devil, demon mindset, or by the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything existing? Yes, you can be a chosen one. You can be a one that has gifts and talents and everything else that's in our community. Of course, you be a chosen one because he picked you. That's why he gives you these certain abilities so that you can do these certain things upon non-believers that don't believe in his existence. So with your basic talents and your gift, not basic, but with your talents and gifts that is rare, right? That mankind hasn't seen in a long time, you have it. You are professing that and showing the proof that the Alpha Omega is true and he is real. It's an actually true fact, right? But you also are targeted and chosen by this sick, barbaric, devil, demon mindset that's looking to do bodily harm to you, murder, death, kill you, trick you, deceive you, and everything else, so you won't do what? So you won't invite, so you won't inform, so you won't guide those that has a little blockage in their life, a little darkness and blindness upon their life, right? So you won't wake them up to the oneness of the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything in existence. So this is part four, right? And periodically, I'm going to be pausing the video and explaining, right, what this video and AI is doing. So that's me challenging AI, and AI is challenging me, right? So we're going to get into this dope content.
Alignment. Silence is your protection. Silence is your spiritual strategy. And when God decides it's time for you to speak again, your words will carry authority, not desperation. So don't fear this command. Don't resist it. Embrace it. Because God is not taking your...
I don't know, stop. Wow. So it stopped. Look at this. Look at the it's playing, look. It stopped. So let's go, let's see.
Some listen out of curiosity, some listen out of jealousy, and some listen because they are...
I see why I stopped. Hold on for 1 second. All right, so what we're going to do is just let it rock out, let it play.
Are waiting for you to fail. Silence protects you from all of that. When you talk too much, you give people access they did not earn. You invite opinions that God did not approve. You open doors that God already closed. And then you wonder why your peace keeps leaking. Chosen one, words also lock you into timelines. When you speak prematurely, you create expectations. People expect results. They expect progress. They expect explanations. and suddenly you feel pressured
Rare breed.
instead of trust.
Rare breed.
Silence frees you from that pressure.
Rare breed.
God is not impressed by announcements. He is impressed by obedience. Another deadly consequence of talking too much is emotional exhaustion. Every explanation costs energy. Every defense drains peace. Every unnecessary conversation pulls you out of alignment. That is why many of you feel tired even when you are not doing much physically. Your mouth has been working overtime. Let me ask you something. How many battles have you fought that God never assigned to you? How many arguments drained you that silence could have avoided? How many nights of overthinking came from one unnecessary conversation? Chosen one, silence is not avoidance, it is wisdom. Jesus himself.
I know this is AI, right? But some of it make valid points because that's its job to do, is to make valid points, right? And with these valid points, it'll have you thinking. It'll have you thinking, should you openly talk or should you just keep to yourself, right? When you keep to yourself, are you really working on yourself? Or are you not caring about what's going on? Because ultimately, when you're not saying nothing, right? When you're not saying anything, there's still a lot of things that's going on in our lives. There's still a lot of stuff going on. There's still a lot of evil. There's still a lot of confusion. There's still a lot of murders. There's still a lot of things that's going on. So with your silence, right, that's approval. Because ultimately, when you don't say nothing about it, you're going to say, the hell with it. I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me after a while. Right? Now, initially, when the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything existing, when the Almighty chooses you to do a task, most of us reluctant on our task. We start to do other things because we don't want to take on this big task. But you specifically are chosen to do something specifically upon the earth. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. You can try to drink yourself away. You can try to do all these things. When you have something to do and when he picked you to do something, there's really not much you can do but to do it. Now, he will preserve you in everything else. A lot of things that may enter into your life, near-death situations and everything else. And he will save you from that, right? And protect you from that so you can complete this task. It's really, really important that you do not under no circumstances stop speaking. Because if you stop speaking, your speech is what? Is approval for evil to do whatever they need to do. Because if you stop speaking, that person that you've been talking to or the example that you've been living in your life may save someone. Ultimately, it may save someone. So these are the things that we must look at closely, right? Before we start to point our fingers and before we start to make the decision that the Creator didn't tell you to do, but AI or everybody else telling you to keep your mouth quiet. So this is part 4. This is part 4. And I want you to humble yourself and learn from yourself. Because there's a lot of things that's going to come up with that you're going to need to speak out. Like I said, when the Creator wants you to be quiet, you need to fast. You need to fast. He's just going to tell you to be quiet and don't do nothing. You need to be having motion and movement, and you need to fast. So What this video and everything else, I don't agree with it. It makes violent points based on what's going on. And anybody can do that. So it's up to you. Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.